Tonight we're going to discuss finances after retirement. When the paycheck stops, what happens? Recently I had the opportunity to visit the retirement community of Moravian Village in Bethlehem to speak with some recent retirees, and here's what happened. Talk with us about life after retirement. When the paycheck's in, what has that been like for you? Shirley, why don't we start with you first?
Well, I prepared for retirement. You're talking about dollars when you say paycheck. I think more important is emotionally and being ready to deal with a slower lifestyle. And I knew, because I took early retirement, that wouldn't work for me. I think it's important for people who are planning retirement to be sure that they have something to do that they really enjoy. And as they approach retirement, if they've not been involved in community affairs, to get involved with something, because depression is something that happens to older people, and I think it happens when they're alone and their family has grown and moved away, and also when they don't have anything to do to occupy these very active minds, because just because you're retired doesn't mean your mind went to sleep.
Today with us in studio we have Steve Bulger, who's a Senior Vice President for Retail Banking for PNC Bank. So welcome, Steve.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So what are some of the biggest mistakes that you've seen happen to individuals who have not prepared for that retirement part of their life?
The first is not proper planning in the early stages of life, and not really figuring on the actual life expectancy.
Which has gotten longer.
Right, much longer. You know, the average person now in retirement's got to plan for about a 20 to 30 year time frame.
Wow.
Most people aren't sure about how much they need to set aside and prepare for the retirement. And the rule of thumb is about 80% of your current wages you should be setting aside for your retirement years.
Let me understand that. So if a person is, let's say, making $50,000, they should plan on living on, in retirement, $40,000.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
Now joining us in studio is Ed Essel from AARP and Mary Beth McMenamin from Lehigh Valley Health Network. So welcome, Mary Beth.
Nice to meet you.
Glad to have you, and welcome, Ed.
Doctor.
Good. Okay, so Ed, we're going to start with you first. One of the things that people associate retirement with is AARP. So can you tell us a little about what AARP does, and when is a person entitled to join the ranks?
Okay, AARP is an organization for seniors that are age 50 or older. And we want to be your resource for aged and the aging. And it's a process that we all have to go through, and AARP wants to make it as easy as possible. It can very often be a difficult transition. It may mean a change of habits. No more smoking, cutting down the drinking. There's a propensity for retirees to gain as much as 15 pounds because they get lazy and the metabolism changes. So you're going to have to watch your diet. And
Ed, you're not making this too exciting here, but
no.
So Mary Beth, what does Lehigh Valley Health Network do to work with people who are retired as they start getting into some challenges with their health and dealing with the healthcare system?
When patients become eligible for Medicare, they have a lot of options. They have supplemental plans that they can obtain, or they can obtain a Medicare Advantage plan. Oftentimes there is still financial responsibility, though, after those plans or those insurances have...
Let me just stop you there for a second,
Sure.
Mary Beth. So reality is you would have Medicare, and you could get something that would supplement and lay on top of that and pay for some of the things that Medicare may not pay for.
Sure.
Now, just one question before you keep going is, would you ever advise a person not to have those supplemental things to Medicare and just have Medicare alone?
Actually, I would not suggest that, because there is deductibles. If for Part B Medicare, patients have a premium that they have to pay every month, and that can range depending on what their Social Security was, or what they have earned throughout their working time.